like the gooner though.
He wants to act like a streamer. Like he thinks he's like
We're live.
All right.
Aiden Ross or something.
We're live. Welcome back to another Slick and Thick.
You don't like that one.
We got Mickey G Slick Mick to my right.
What
I'm
up,
Gerard
G
Michaels. What's happening? And a huge upgrade. We put a camera.
People wanted to know what cute Christian looks like.
Yeah,
there you go.
Chrissy Goons is over there in the production
Christian
booth.
went like this. He went.
Hi.
When we said we want to see what cute Christian looks like, he goes.
Now never put the camera on yourself again. All right, so here we got a lot to talk about today, but first, Mick, you got some acting notes over there. What'd you think of what'd you think of the old Hawk Tuille girl?
All right, so I haven't seen the Hawk Tuille girl.
You have not
I don't know
seen
about
the
the
Hawk
Hawk Tuille girl.
Chris, go ahead, pull up
What's
the
going on? Let's
Hawk
see this.
Tuille.
Yeah,
So-
Gerard's been doing this all day. I'm starting to get a little uncomfortable. Hopefully I get there. Hopefully there's a fucking video and there's some context. Gerard's not trying to seduce me.
Yeah, that's so
Not
funny.
again, dude.
That's so funny. There was pictures going around of Monica Lewinsky, the original Hawk Tuille girl.
But see, I still don't get the joke. Like I haven't seen this.
Oh, you don't get it. You don't get it. All right, here we go.
I'm guessing this girl.
In bed that makes a man go crazy every time.
Oh, you gotta give him that Hawk Tuille and spit on that thing.
So
It's funny because she's like cute, and I guess like that's it.
No, there's like three. That's the part of it that went viral. She started off. It's like a 1 minute long man on the street thing where they're like, what? I don't know. Maybe they're.
It looks like
Nashville or something.
it looked like an Alabama football game. Like after they won, and they're
Yeah,
interviewing
yeah,
this chick. Like what?
Yeah, she's.
I give the best blowjob down south.
Basically, she's like, "There's only one man for me. I love you, Pookie." So everybody's like, "Oh," and then
She says that.
yeah.
All right, well, let's see the real interview.
Put the whole thing.
So this Hawk Tuille thing is going crazy viral.
Hawk Tuille. Yeah, it was everywhere.
How would you spell that? I'd spell it Hawk.
Yeah,
HAWK.
Yeah, HAWKTUOY. I think people are saying.
OY.
Yeah, Tuille. I don't know. Hawk.
Yeah, I
See,
guess
to me, it would be
it's
like
dip spit, like Tuille.
yeah,
You
it'd
know
be
what I
like
mean? Like, twing, hit the thing.
HOKTEWEY
Oh,
if it were
Hawk,
me.
like
Yeah.
it's a walk.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, so here's the whole
All right.
thing. Is this you're not pulling up a
I'm so
YouTube clip,
excited
are you?
about this.
Okay, good.
No, we don't fucking do you.
See,
As we're on.
The
All
trend
right,
started with a simple question posed to some
what are we doing here?
Ah, shit.
All right, we'll come back to it when you're ready. We give this guy a
I
camera.
hate it.
We give this guy a camera.
I
you
know,
know,
he's just thinking about his looks over there and his wet hair.
It's funny, man, because you're doing acting classes now with the great Chaz Palminteri. We went to VIP, no big deal. Christian Tribeca Film Festival. We were there with all the celebs,
Old Calogero,
all-
Palminteri
yeah,
himself.
and saw the the release of the excellently done one-man show, A Bronx
Yeah, they
Tale.
recorded it for the first time in like, how long has he been doing? Like 40 years?
Yeah,
or something?
yeah.
Like, right?
Yeah.
Like a while.
Yep.
And yeah, they recorded it, and it's great. There's some really cool dramatic spots. I found even more dramatic the way they did it than in the one-man show. Obviously, the one-man show is like such an experience to see
Yeah,
live. But yeah, so me and him had dinner at his restaurant, and he invited me. I was like, yeah, I'm taking off Sunday. He's like, I'm doing my acting class. I'm teaching my acting class in the city Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. He's like, you're welcome to audit it. Come check it out for free, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, I changed my flight. I switched my flight from Sunday to Thursday. I went 3 days of the show. Your boy did a monologue.
Oh,
Your boy did scenes.
What's the monologue? Let's hear it.
Well, the monologue didn't do great. But let me tell you this.
I want to hear a monologue. You want to hear a monologue?
But here's the thing. My scenes,
Yeah.
I think I might have stole the show.
Really?
Might have stole the show.
Really?
Might have stole the show.
Whoa.
I took a bold choice, which is what. And now here's the thing. So I coach people in MMA.
It's the real life Johnny Cage, Chris.
I know MMA well, right? So I can teach that. I can coach that, and I do that.
Mhm.
Now, if you are somewhat of a master in things, you can see it in other things. I can see it in comedians when they're on stage. I can see it in Chaz when he teaches that class. It's freaking great, and like
Really?
everybody in there is like an actual experienced actor.
Mm.
It was phenomenal.
It's not cheap.
I bet.
It's
I
not
bet.
cheap.
But it's so worth it. Like he just drops gold after gold after gold bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super phenomenal. But
He's
yeah,
got a half century experience, you know.
he's a legit like great. You know, and sometimes they say in fighting like someone who like a great fighter doesn't always translate to a great coach.
Oh, baseball,
and it's
normally the
sports.
best hitters are the worst coaches.
Yes, because to them it comes easy.
Mm.
But Chaz really knows his craft, and he did phenomenal. But anyway, one of the things he was saying was like when you're doing like your senior audition, whatever. Like, and I'm not gonna give away too much, but you gotta pay for the class. You gotta pay for the class, and if you're an aspiring actor, you'd be an idiot not to take it. But he says you kind of want to show your emotional equipment, what you can do, because maybe if you don't look right, like you and me aren't gonna get the same role because we look different, right? So, but maybe I didn't mean to insult you there. Did I insult you?
No, not at all. It's actually a very good point.
Was it a compliment? Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know,
I mean,
like,
obviously not, but whatever.
no, like, I mean, there's some roles I feel like we could both, like, I feel like we both could have pulled off Thad Castle. It would take him in different directions, obviously, but we both could pull that role off for sure. Yeah.
But anyway, so let's just say someone who, let's say you were an Asian girl. If you know what I mean, whatever. If you don't have the right look, just based on the casting directors, you're not gonna get the part. No matter how good of an actor you are. But if you show how good of an actor,
they don't cast white guys anymore. Just say it. Just say it.
But if so anyway, if you at least show you got some skills or some balls to make a choice, you can maybe they'll be like, you know what, you don't look right for this one, but you'd be great at this.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't know in that industry that producers, casting directors, casting agents, they work on multiple projects at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So just because, to your point, like for example, a lot like Silvio Dante, they wanted
to be Tony,
and it didn't work out.
And that's
but they have another role for him. You know?
What's his name? Is Steven Van Zandt.
Little Stevie
from the Bruce Springsteen E Street Band.
Yeah, it happens a lot where guys nail an audition. So the guy who ended up playing Ramsay Bolton auditioned for Jon Snow.
Okay.
Yeah. And they were like, "Wow, this kid's we got to
get
figure
him
out
somewhere
a role." Yeah, exactly.
because of his talent, right?
So what's the monologue? I want to hear the monologue.
I'm not doing the monologue. I could, you know,
do
what
the
I could
monologue.
But what I could, I'm gonna tell you what I did in my scene.
Okay.
And I do have actually, because I practiced it with Biff, my cousin Caitlin, and with Chad the night before.
Mm-hmm.
And Caitlin recorded one because it was very funny, right? So we did it the second day, and Chaz was kind of like, he was like, it's good, like make it funnier. So immediately I'm like, all right, I'm coming in, I'm fucking cracking this place out tomorrow. And but how am I gonna do it? And at first I was like, all right, I'm just gonna be like a snooty jerk. But then at night, thanks to my cousin Caitlin Biff, I went full on sassy gay.
Oh.
And I surprised the shit out of that classroom. I had Chaz's hands in his head in his hands laughing. I had everybody fucking cracking up. But after he gave me dinner, he's like that was hysterical. We never expected that coming from you. People don't know Mickey's one of the top UFC fighters in the world. But Mick, you can't change the character. But I went for. I was like, well, how do you know? I mean, those things don't matter nowadays. Chaz, like, how would I know? Why would it say he's gay? It's not important. But you know what I mean. But
it was George Washington.
Yeah. We don't know. Do you have a recording of his voice?
Full score and 7 years ago.
That was Abe Lincoln, but whatever.
Yeah.
Get your history.
Sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, so I went full on sassy gay.
Such a good dream.
I went full on sassy gay. I'll you know what? Maybe at the end of the episode I'll get my phone. It's charging over there. But yeah, you can see a little. I'll show a little something of it. It was funny. Me and Chad doing it, and Chad's is Trini, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna play it like a real Trinidadian. And he's like, we don't like gays. So he's like, yeah,
there's a whole song
like,
about that.
Maracan, what are you doing?
Boom to a batty boy head. That's that whole song about killing gay people.
Killing gay people.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, I think that's Jamaican though.
Yeah. Oh, it's Rasta.
But they're Islanders, Jamaican,
boom to a batty boy.
Yeah, Chad's Trini.
Yeah, which is different than a tranny.
Yeah, Trinidadian.
Yeah. So acting classes can be very, very fun.
That was my first. Oh, actually, no, I'd done one before, but that was my first time being like a class with like a whole bunch of other people.
Have you ever done improv?
Nah.
Improv's fun. If you get the right people, improv's a lot of fun. If you get the wrong people, improv's a nightmare. I was telling you the story about a guy who's pretty famous now. He's like an influencer, and he would just ruin every scene.
You don't want to say his name?
I don't want to say his name. He would just ruin it all. And well, you didn't want to do the monologue. You do the monologue, I'll say his name.
The monologue isn't gonna help the show.
You don't think so?
No, I tell you, I'm doing production right here. The monologue, I didn't have the monologue good, but he actually had me tell a story. Cause I didn't have it memorized. And you know, I mean, these people have been doing their monologues for like 2 years.
Yeah.
I went in there and I read you know what I mean? It's not fucking. I don't have them. Like, it's not good. But
there's got to be a scene that you know. There's got to be a scene.
I tried to think, but that's the other thing. He said you don't want to like. I wouldn't want to do a fucking be the Heath Ledger and the Joker because everybody's just gonna think about. I'm gonna be doing an impression of that.
Sure.
If I tried to do like I could have been a contender, something like that, they're gonna be like, yeah,
Charlie.
well, fucking
Not Charlie.
yeah.
You were my brother.
Right. It's like, all right, so I'm an impressionist now, or am I? You know what I mean? Like, no, you're supposed to kind of make things your own. So that wasn't it's not a good idea to do a popular one. But I really couldn't. I tried.
Fair enough. So the kid's name is Austin Nasso.
There we go. There we go.
And you know, he's got a couple 100,000 followers or whatever. He's a talented kid. He's a talented guy. But man, in this class, he was fucking annoying. And he also did something that pissed me off. He asked for my help to book a show in New York, and then didn't put me on the show. And I was like, okay, well, this fucking guy's dead to me. Like, fucking dead to me.
Well,
like,
what do you do in the improv?
It's imagine like, hey, I'm throwing a party. Can you help out? Yeah, but don't come. It's like, okay.
Thanks.
Dude.
That was really helpful. I'll see you next week.
Yeah. So in the improv, like he would just he would improv is very similar to sports in that you have to trust your teammates. If I pass the ball to you and I go run a pick, I have to believe you're gonna pass back at some point and you're gonna set a pick for me. Right.
Oh, he's just going around like just dribbling.
Like he's a Chuck, bro. Every time you pass the ball to him, heave. So we would
he just gets in and shoots?
Just heave. Just heave. So we would bring the scene, and it's, you know, UCB doesn't exist anymore, but it used to be UCB, Upright Citizens Brigade. It was founded by like Amy Poehler, and like, you know, these famous people would be around, and it was pretty cool. And it's very interesting. Like, there's no rules in improv, and then they hand you a book this thick of rules, and it's like, okay.
Yeah.
But the idea is yes and. It actually really does help you as a comic to understand timing, to understand how to move situations forward. I feel like a lot of the crowd work that I do, and I'm starting to get known, I guess, as a crowd work guy. But
hell yeah, brother.
But a lot of that comes from that. Like, okay, like yes and, right? And this dude would take
you going at your crowd work. It's like a girl getting a breast reduction.
Spitting in the face of God.
Spitting in the face of God. Why would you do that to a beautiful gift?
So this dude would, like, you know, we'd be in a scene, right? And then you're just supposed to jump in. Like, somebody jumps into a scene, and it's you know, oh, doctor, give me the scalpel. We're losing this guy. And then he would like turn into like fucking Jack Nicholson or something like that, or, you know, he would turn into Robin Williams and be like, scalpel, here's a wrench. And it's like, okay, all right, bro. So then eventually I just started killing him.
Wait, time out. Do you ever see The Office where Michael Scott's in improv classes, and every scene he's in, he's like, he pulls out a gun?
It was like that.
He's like, that's the highest you can take it. So he pulls out a gun, and then they're like, Michael, you can't pull out a gun anymore. So it's like it turns to him in the scene, and he whispers to the girl, and she's like, they're like, what'd he say? And she's like, he has a gun.
So imagine that.
That's basically what this guy's
doing. That, but somebody doing like that in an Adam Sandler impression.
So all right, so he's taking it, and then he's going into impressions.
Yeah, he does impressions.
So he's just going into his bag. He's not trying to develop.
Yeah, it's completely about him. And so eventually, what I started doing is like, oh, you're dead, boom. And then like you can't kill off your people. I was like, oh, I thought there were no rules. So then we
kill him every scene.
So then So then we turned into like children. We turned into like 5-year-olds, and it'd be like, "No, the bullet missed me." I was like, "No, it didn't. I was way too close."
I had armor on and I didn't die.
Yeah.
No, I have.
Oh, it turns out it was a rubber bullet. Okay,
I have
boom.
armor piercing bullets, and it's like a golden gun. It will kill you.
Exactly. Oh,
No.
it turned out there was a rubber bullet. Oh, wrong gun. This one.
I'm sure everyone in the acting class really enjoyed that.
I did not get invited
It's
back to
just
the
you
400
two
level.
fucking having a big dick measuring contest, and everyone else is just like,
Yeah.
"That's great."
Couple of people in that class, they write for like Fallon now and stuff too. It was it was a lot. There was a lot of egos in that class, but it was a lot of fun too, though. A lot of fun people. I think everybody should do it. I'm a big fan, especially as we get older.
I think everyone should do what? Improv?
I think everybody should do something artistic.
I agree.
So like something outside of their comfort zone, especially athletes. Like we're around.
Yeah, bro. I gotta tell you, I got nervous before I had to go up in front of fucking 20 people and do the thing.
Yeah.
I was like, I had to like take some breaths before I was like, I'm talking. You know what I mean?
Christos told me he was more nervous to do his 5 minutes at Sadman than he was before any of his fights. I was like, bro, that's insane.
Yeah.
That's insanity. I mean, that's like, I'm sure he's like,
nah, man, but it's
joking
like,
on a certain
look,
level,
I'll tell you, when I went up and did my monologue, I felt like I had a gun with no bullets in it. I didn't, you know what I mean? It was like I had no tool. I had a belt with no tools in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
when we go into the cage, it's like I've been honing my craft.
Mhm.
That when it's not your craft and it's like you don't have the understand the things, it's very interesting. Know what else is interesting from his class? Said guys can tap into anger very easily, and he showed it the whole time. When he'd say, all right, now he'd say to the guys, do it more angry, and he'd say, now do it more vulnerable. He said the guys could tap into anger, girls could tap into vulnerability. Right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But and he basically displayed it with every person there, because he'd tell them both, a guy and a girl, every guy can get fucking angry, and every girl could get fucking sad. You know what I mean? It was really fucking interesting.
Wow,
I'm telling you that I recognize the mastery that Chaz has over the game, and I was watching a movie on the flight home, and it changed the way I'm watching movies now.
Really?
I'm watching, I'm seeing the acting, and I'm seeing their choices and different things like that. It's fucking interesting.
Hopefully it doesn't ruin it for you the way now I look at all the messaging and the writing, and it just ruins everything for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it makes me kind of a little maybe, but I enjoyed it.
But it'll make you really appreciate incredible acting.
Yeah,
like really appreciate, like, wow, like like guys like Gary Oldman and Tom Hardy, and like the little nuances, and you're just like, man, that's incredible.
Gary Oldman and Jack. I know I'm nerding out about this acting shit right now, but like Gary Oldman
our show.
and Jack,
talk about whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah, I know. I was apologizing just to you, not the fucking guy. Gary Oldman and Jack Nicholson. Yeah, I always make up Nicholas and Nicholson.
Yeah.
Like, who's the golfer? Who's the actor? But another thing like Chaz was talking about was like having, like, you can go like against the lines, like doing it not the way, if it's sad, you kind of be laughing at it and like doing weird different things. But like having like going like peaks and valleys where they'll be like exciting and then kind of take it down to here. It makes for such great like acting and great moments where you like really like can appreciate that shit.
Yeah, and it's about teamwork and being professional too. Like, you don't understand like why some guys get paid so much money until you get into this stuff, and you're like, all right, if you know your lines and you show up on time and you nail it on 2 or 3 takes instead of taking 20 takes in 2 days, you've just saved $50,000 to $100,000 in production and post production.
You just reminded me of something else. So on the 3rd day, someone quit the class, asked for their money back.
Why?
It was one of the first time. I think it was the first time it's ever happened. I'll tell you why. This kid, remember, we talked on the phone. I told you there's one kid who's so uncoachable.
Yes.
This motherfucker.
No
I didn't even tell you.
way.
On the 3rd day, he fucking quit. I don't know his name. But what's hilarious is he goes to Chaz after
Austin Nassau.
I could see him walking back and forth, like nervous before on that 3rd day. I was like, why does he keep walking back and forth? He was outside in the hallway because he wanted to grab Chaz, and like I feel like he was just almost like scamming just to get his money back. But he waits
till the steak is 3/4 of the way.
Exactly.
Be like,
exactly.
I ordered this medium rare.
Exactly. But after he tells him like, whatever. Like I'm from a different country. I don't totally understand. Blah blah blah. This isn't for me. But he goes, all right, see you in the movies. Like he had the balls like kind of do that, and I can see he has like a little bit of like I don't know, because the uncoachableness, like being uncoachability, whatever you want to call that. I can recognize that. I know I've taught people like, all right, so this is how you throw your jab. And they're like, well, I throw my jab like this because this. And like, so I'm like, then why the fuck are we here?
Yeah.
What am I? Then don't waste my fucking time.
Sure.
Right? All right. So when you block, you want to see, I like to block like this because one coach taught me, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? It's like, I think when you're, and this is for like any MMA people listening, whatever, if you're with that coach and you're with a different coach, do it his way there. And then when it's time to fucking go, you figure out what you like, right? I hate hearing a fucking story back, and I wouldn't want to give one to a coach. I'll be like, all right, I'll try it this way.
That being said,
Cool.
though, I do want to know. I am a why guy. Tell me why. Like,
Yeah,
I
why
won't
is
argue
fine.
with you, but tell me why. Tell me why we're doing it that way.
Why is fine.
Yeah.
To understand something better, that's fine. But anyway, this kid from day one doing the monologues, he was like what, like he was struggling with it, and it was like almost cringy in the class. This kid was kind of cringy, but at the same time, I feel like
something. He had it.
No. I feel like that delusion could lead, like, because when you were talking about being a team player,
Yeah.
I feel like this kid don't got that. But maybe that delusion could lead. Sometimes it's like, it's like, wow, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not like he was fucking. He was probably one of the worst ones in the class.
No, but that you're onto something there, because delusion can be a superpower because they just have audacity that other people don't have. They'll go for things other people won't go for, or they'll take chances other people won't take because in their mind they're such a narcissist. They're like, why wouldn't I?
I think he was a big time narcissist. And when Chaz would say, all right, now do it this way, like he would say to everybody in the class, this is the only one who struggled with that. He's the only one.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, like you're the like, all right.
It's
So
also a class. This isn't getting filmed. This isn't the final cut.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if
Yeah.
they like are like, because some people will go up there and like try and impress Chaz and like,
Clearly.
you know what I mean? He's so
That was the worst part of the questions after the Q&A when the
Oh,
two girls were coming up and like, what are you doing for people from the Bronx that want to get like, dude, I hope to speak to you after. I'd be like,
Hi, my name is Sasha, singer, songwriter, actor, producer, porn star, philanthropist.
Yeah, I wrote it, I filmed it, I edited it. Yeah.
Editor, director.
Got it. Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for giving us your fucking. Why you just try to make this shit about you?
Yeah, I get it. Like the struggling artist, you can be desperate.
It's obnoxious.
Yeah, that's not the way to go about it.
That's not the way to go about it.
No.
Nah.
But talking about the right way to go about it, you hear people talk about, you talked about Jack Nicholson before, and what he's kind of famous for is giving the energy when he's off camera, which is like such a huge thing. So like,
not being selfish,
being such a team player where the camera's behind me, this is your close-ups, this is your shot, and I can just be like reading off the script to like lead you in, but he's going full bore whole time so that you're getting the real reaction, you're feeling the energy, and that's such a huge thing. And there's a great story about,
like I do on this podcast.
100%. So there's a great story about a forgotten, I feel like it's a forgotten classic, A Few Good Men, which is just a phenomenal movie. And it's just like, it's one of those things where they just don't make movies like that anymore. This would be a damn 12-part series now, and there'd be 4 filler episodes where this is just a fantastic movie. And they're doing Jack Nicholson all
That's
day.
the You Can't Handle the Truth
Yes.
movie?
They're doing Jack Nicholson, that famous scene.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen it?
Nah, shout out Dorian Price, give me so much shit for my my lack of movie scene. Even though I've seen a bunch of movies, I just haven't seen.
You've never seen A
certain
Few
movies.
Good Men?
Yeah,
Buddy.
there's certain fucking movies I missed, I guess. But I know about. You know what's weird is
Great
I know
movie.
about.
Great film. You're not really a dialogue movie guy, though. I wonder if
That's
you'd
not
like
true.
it.
That's not true. That's not true.
I feel like you get bored with
I'm a
movies that
Tarantino
have
fan, bro.
yeah, but you get bored with movies that have like a slow burn first act.
No, I just don't like bad movies. I just have very good taste.
So Nicholson is giving his lines the whole first day, and then the camera turns and it's on him, and they've heard him now do this 10 times, 12 times, right? So and he nails it every single time, the same exact way, just total pro. And Kevin Pollak is telling this story on Rich Eisen. Kevin Pollak, for a lot of people know, he's known as like a serious actor. He's apparently one of the funniest comedians on earth. Like he's
Kevin Pollak.
He's supposed to be so
I've
funny.
heard that. I've
Yeah.
heard that.
But he only plays like serious roles for a reason. So he's in there and he's standing next to Tom Cruise and Demi Moore, and he's like sitting here and in his mind going like, I still can't believe I'm sitting next to Tom Cruise, Demi Moore, and I'm looking at Jack Nicholson like this is unreal. And Nicholson's giving the monologue, the very famous monologue, and he improvs out of nowhere. Who's gonna do it? You, Lieutenant Weinberg. It just throws the anti-Semitism in out of nowhere. And Pollak apparently blew the first take because he was like, "Hey, what the fuck?" Like he couldn't help
Calling him a
himself. He
little
was like,
whiner.
"Whoa, hey, what's going on here?" You know.
That
So-
was his name actually Weinberg.
Lieutenant Weinberg. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So Jack Nicholson didn't.
Otherwise, super anti-Semitic.
Well, that's the thing.
You
Well,
just called a Jewish guy Weinberg.
Well, the thing is, and this goes to Jack Nicholson's credit, man, like how much he cares about the character and the role, because he's like, the guy's making too much sense. I got to make him a badder guy. I got to,
okay.
because you can say like, oh, you know what, kind of has a point, but he's supposed to be the bad guy, right? So make him just a little bit more terrible. You hear, I love these Jack Nicholson stories. You ever hear Matt Damon talk about it with?
Nah, but I love Departed.
What he's talking about? He's talking about. It'd be easier. Pull up Matt Damon talking about Jack Nicholson on The
But
Departed.
real quick, when you
It's so
said
funny.
that thing about the dialogue, you were insulting my intelligence. I feel like.
Really?
What's an example of a
Jesus
movie I
Christ.
didn't like?
He's been an actor for 13 seconds. He's already a
I'm-
pussy.
What?
Did I hear?
Yeah, you're like you just want to see explosions and fucking ha-has and dick jokes.
Boobies.
Yeah.
No, I do. I feel like you get bored with slow burn movies.
What's an example of one?
What'd you think of Apocalypse Now?
Loved it.
Loved it.
Loved it.
Awesome.
Thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, my favorite movie. I think it's
Yeah.
incredible. You know,
I can't wait to watch it again.
they filmed like half that movie with Harvey Keitel as the lead,
Yeah.
and then they had to.
Yo,
They do
know
it.
what movie I saw recently for the first time? Shit, Leon the Professional.
Oh, what'd you think of that?
Which shout out to my wife Kimmy Castles. She's so fucking cool, bro. She likes every fucking badass dude movie. Like
Yeah.
like some guys complain like they can't watch. I couldn't watch Raging Bull with my girl, or
Mhm.
like I couldn't watch. She loved No Country for Old Men.
Mhm. We
She-
watched
every
Sicario
cool movie-
together. We watched Sicario together.
Bro, every fucking cool movie.
great movie.
She's all in on. You know what I mean? All these war movies and all. this
she's a
shit.
warrior woman. You got yourself an Amazonian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking. I don't know if she's Amazon. I don't think she's Amazonian.
I think she might
she's-
literally be though.
I don't know. Is Costa Rica in,
Maybe not.
Amazon? I don't think so. But I think that's Central American. But
I don't do
yeah,
I don't do
she's
geometry.
fucking- yeah, fucking one. I think I got a 101 there where I can fucking watch like a movie I want to watch. She's
Yeah.
gonna fucking love. There's so many movies. She showed me that even I was like, yo, this is dope. Watch Apocalypto, which is one of my favorites.
Mm.
But I like Leon the Professional. I thought it was good. I love Gary Oldman. Anything he's in. Yeah, right. What's that drug he's taking? Anything he's in is fucking fire.
So apparently the story behind that, I love the behind the scenes shit. Like before podcast, like I was one of those weirdos that would get the Blu-ray for the director's cut, and I loved that stuff. I loved like the stories.
So the
behind
director's cut
stories.
is where they talk about it.
Yeah, and they like
Never-
explain what's going on with the scene and what their thoughts were and all this other stuff.
And that's why I love the podcast Talking Sopranos.
Oh, how great is that?
I
That
love
was an
I listened to
unbelievable
every
show.
single episode.
Yeah, that was
and
great.
And then I rewatched. I've watched Sopranos.
Oh,
4 times.
Chrissy
4
boy.
times, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. Chris Moltisanti, Michael Imperioli reminds me of my uncle Anthony a lot.
Really?
Yeah. And I love Steve Sharippa too. He reminds me of like 100 of my uncles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's crazy, man. Like, because he's what you learn from talking Sopranos is that Michael Imperioli is very much an actor playing a role,
Mhm.
and Steve Sharippa is more of a badass than Bobby Bacala was. Steve Sharippa's like
Yeah.
like a real goomba,
Yeah.
and he had to really tone it down for old Bobby Bacala. He was
Bobby
supposed to
Bacala-
be a great athlete, Steve Sharippa.
Yeah, college basketball player.
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah, but
No
they would
shit.
give inside. They would say what every song signifies in the show. Like they give super inside baseball, super inside scoop.
Yeah.
I guess Michael is like he's like a very artistic actor, and he talked with David Chase over everything. There's certain things he wouldn't even reveal. He's like, I know that answer, but I can't say it. It's like, all right, motherfucker. Like, you know what I mean?
Our girl.
What do you think of Michael Imperioli's politics, G?
It's L.A., man. What do I think about it? I think with these guys, I don't blame them. I blame conservatives, libertarians. I blame, like, why would anybody come out and say that they disagree with something that the left does when only leftists
What did Frank
hire?
Sinatra say?
What did he say?
I ain't gonna fuck, bro. You're supposed to say it.
I don't know.
My way.
Oh,
What's the
yeah.
word-
Oh,
the
yeah,
line you
yeah,
like?
yeah. Well, yeah. I you know, say
You
the
can't
words.
remember it either. I can't remember.
No, you know,
Of
say-
one who kneels.
Yeah, say
He
what,
truly
what is a
feels-
man? I don't have my phone, so I'm not smart anymore. It
is that?
just goes
Is
to
that
show.
Christian's
Everybody
phone?
thinks I'm real smart, but it's just I have access to answers in my pocket all the time.
Yeah.
The of one who kneels. Yeah, so it's pretty typical. You know, same thing with, like, you know, De Niro. Pretty typical. I mean, you know, but we know guys that are it's like being closeted. You know, they're like closeted.
I don't know. I just think like be real, be authentic, speak your truth. Otherwise, what do we just pretend saying what other people are saying?
Yeah, well, I mean that's that world, man. It's a very fake world.
That's something I don't like about the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Be
Mhm.
fucking, because I think every single person has something special to offer. But if you're just gonna go repeat some other guy's shit, like then you're not tapping into what makes you special.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of people that are, you know, afraid and weak, and you know, and who knows? I mean, I have like an allergic reaction to bullying. I see bullying, and I immediately something inside me says, "Bully the bully," you know. And like you look at something, like I never took Alex Jones seriously until they took him off the air, until they started coming after him, and I was like, okay, what exactly is it about Alex Jones that they don't want us to hear? You know,
It's like that cut out someone's tongue thing.
yeah.
We don't know these sayings, but like we kind of do.
Do you have the Matt Damon here? Pull the Matt Damon thing up.
All right.
I think this is the one.
Yeah, talking about.
CP, can I get my phone?
Yes, sir.
I just want to make sure that this isn't the Lyft driver telling me that he's got my phone.
No one called.
Want me to run this one?
Yeah, run it. Go ahead.
Gerard.
This
left
because it's
his-
one of my favorite. It was my
We'll tell
favorite
you
thing that
later.
happened on The Departed about a scene that I was not in, but he was, and the scene said it was 1/8 of a page, and it said Costello, which is the name of his character. Costello executes man kneeling in the marshes. Right. So you go, okay.
He
Now,
felt
if
funny.
most people look at that and they'll go, all right, it's going to be one shot. You know, that's going to be an hour of work, and that's all I'm doing that day or whatever. He looked at that and he goes, okay, I can do that, but I think I can make it better. And so he's telling me this story. He goes, so what I do is he goes, I come from the Roger Corman school, so I'm not going to add any time, and I'm not going to add to your budget. But instead of a man kneeling in the marshes, I make it a woman. And I go, oh, okay. And he goes, so I'm going to execute a woman, but I'm not going to be alone. I put Ray in the scene with me, and that's Ray Winston, who plays kind of his right-hand man, who's a brilliant English actor. And he goes, so I put Ray in the scene with me, and I do the thing, and I shoot her in the back of the head, like it says in the script. But if you leave the camera rolling, after she falls, I turn to Ray and I say, geez, she felt funny. Now that's a really sinister thing to say. Because it means I do this a lot and there's a way people fall.
Right.
She didn't fall that way. And I go, oh, yeah, I get it, man. I get it. He goes, now you could end the scene there, but if you leave the camera rolling, Ray steps forward and he reveals that he's holding an axe. He's gonna chop her up.
Oh man.
Now you could end the scene there. He goes, but if you leave the camera rolling, I turn to Ray and say, wait, I think I want to fuck her again. And he goes, no, that's a very sinister line. I get it. It's really, really, really disturbing. And he says, Now you could end the scene there, but if you keep the camera rolling,
That's great, man.
That's fucking. I loved his impression too.
Does he say he wants to fuck her again?
No,
Or-
so
they
they
cut that, right?
but
that
they
was
did.
never in.
But they did. She felt funny,
Yes.
and then Ray Winston goes, "Francis, you got to see somebody."
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fantastic, and it's really good that Scorsese gives these guys the bandwidth to do that, and to play around with it. There's other guys that are very famous, like the Coen brothers are very famous for like, you read the lines that we wrote.
David Chase in Sopranos as well.
Is that right?
Yeah, I learned that in Talking Sopranos.
Well, Narducci talked about that. I don't think she did. We talked about it on the show. She was telling me when we drive back, and she was like, I just hated how mean Charlene Bucco was. And she's like, I go to David, and I'm like, I can be a little nicer. And David's like, no, I knew her. She was a bitch. Be a bitch. like I knew who. Like, no, don't do it. Do it. You do what you're told, dog.
Yeah. Yeah. Chaz, I think he said in the Analyze This, that whole I think it was all improv.
You want a fresh one?
Yeah.
No way.
That and like that whole, and that was like probably my favorite scene in the whole movie, where they're at the sit down, right? And I think that whole thing is like, I'm this guy to this, I'm the this to this, I'm the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Joey Boom Bots, I'm something to this. Like, I think that was improv.
I've been in a couple of short films and independent films, and like, I think it's better when people are on script. I just think it's better for continuity. I think what happens if you let some people have the leeway to improv, and then everybody wants to improv, and it becomes almost competitive in a childish way. But if you have the right environment, like a Caddyshack, where the writers were, humble enough to be like, you know what, these guys are funnier than I am. Go ahead. Here's where the scene starts. Here's where the scene ends. Figure it out, guys. Go for it.
Interesting.
And if you have that, then I guess it's kind of like no different than, look, some teams they're going to be run the Bill Belichick way. You're going to run the play the way we run the play, and then other people can, go be Mike Vick. Both are successful in certain ways. But when you're low budget, man, you just feel every extra second, every extra take. Even when we're doing the like that show tonight, and like when I do the Normal World stuff, even when we do like those sketches.
Is that show tonight still happening?
Yeah.
Been a little bit though, huh? Been a minute.
No, they've done two without the boy. Yeah. So
all right.
We're negotiating, let's say.
Yeah.
But like with Normal World, we do these great sketches, and you could just feel it, like every missed line, you can feel the producers and the directors just like asshole tightening up, just puckering up,
right.
But
yeah, it's like if you take a chance and you nail it, you're the man, and if you take a chance and you fail it, you're an asshole.
Yeah, and this is why live doesn't work. Like live, almost, stand-up comedy live is great if there's somebody that knows what they're doing on stage. The energy is great. The environment of it.
You'll laugh 10 times more at stand-up comedy if you're there than if you're watching it on TV.
I just don't think it really translates well to TV anymore. I just don't think it does. And if it does, I think it has to go back to what it was almost in the 80s, where it's 5 to 10 minute sets, like the old Dangerfield shows, and like where like Tim Allen would come on for 10 minutes, and Roseanne Barr would come on for 10 minutes, and I don't know if people have the bandwidth to sit through 60 minutes of one guy kind of monologuing. And that's, unless you're going to do like Chappelle does. He doesn't really do stand-up comedy really anymore. He does like social commentary and almost like a one-man show. He's telling stories about his famous friends and all this other stuff. But live, it's incredible. Live, you don't know what's coming next. There's a great energy in the room. Some of these things just don't translate.
It might be the energy of the room, huh?
Oh,
like
100%.
You're like, And then if you're watching some on TV, like you're used to watching produced things with people getting shot and killed, and you're like, all right, this guy's just talking here. You know what I mean? Like maybe that's it. I'm trying to. I mean, you'd have a better perspective on that than me.
Yeah, but I also think this is why like actors always end up wanting to do Broadway, and it's like, who gives a shit about Broadway? But they only respect the guys that like do stage acting. 'Cause
Yeah, I get that.
You don't get a second.
You don't
take.
get. There's no cuts there,
There's no
brother. You better
cuts.
fucking have it and
Yep.
nail it. And
There's
do
no
it right.
we'll fix it
But
in
now,
post.
but now, do you think it's fun for them, for the actors, to do the same thing night in, night out?
I think after a while you'll get sick of it, but I think the energy from the crowd is awesome.
Okay.
You know,
Kind of similar to a stand-up having their bits.
100%.
Right.
You know, 100%.
That's what makes crowd work so fucking cool. I feel like that shit wouldn't get as stale for like a you or a Big J Ogerson or who's another great crowd work guy.
Patrice was probably the best ever. Don Rickles.
Right.
You know, Matt Rife is making his career off of crowd work.
And you love him.
Well, look, I don't hate Matt Rife as much as other people hate him. I actually like that Matt Rife kind of knows what he is. I got a lot of respect for him.
You've seemed like you've turned the corner on him.
Well, he knows what he is. My beef with Matt Rife isn't Matt Rife. Like he knows.
It's the dumb fans of his.
Yeah, they're not even dumb fans. I hate that comedy doesn't have some subgenres. Like he's Backstreet Boys, and there's a place for Backstreet Boys. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
Like
right, they're just like, hey, here's comedy.
Yeah.
And you don't know if you're seeing Larry the Cable Guy or if you're seeing you or if you're seeing a chick or whatever. There's not like there should be like this like rock music or rap music or
correct. Like if you show up, like, hey, we're having a music show on Friday night, and you
don't know what you're getting.
Yeah, you show up expecting Metallica, and Kenny G shows up, you're gonna be like, this sucks. It's like, no, it's pretty good, man, but it's not what you like.
Not
it's
what
not.
you're
Yeah,
into.
it's you know, you're not gonna sit here.
You gotta find your genre.
Yeah, you're not gonna sit here and yell at Nas and be like, "Where's the acoustic guitar, loser?" Like it's not, like you went to the wrong show, dude.
Yeah.
You know, so there's guys like they would used to rip. I've told this story before, but like, you know, we got bumped one night at the stand. It was like me and 4 other comics. We're just sitting there at the old stand at the bar. Gaffigan did a drop in and stole like 45 minutes of everybody's time. But who cares? It was a hot crowd, and he was working his time, and everybody in the audience loved it. And they're going back and forth, all these loser comics, and they're like, you know, what makes it? We should get paid the same. We're doing the same amount of time. Oh, this guy do Hot Pockets, and I'm sitting here like, yo, this dude sold out the Garden. Yeah. Didn't say a curse word. I can't go 5 minutes.
He's great. I get how someone could feel like when they're getting bumped, they could feel like, fuck, I want to be up there.
Totally.
But you know what I mean? Big dog gets to eat.
Yeah, man.
He's a big dog for a reason. That's good for their business.
Play better.
Exactly. Don't like it, play better. Yeah. You want to complain sitting on the bench? Fucking shoot better, dog.
Yeah, exactly. So, and yeah, I do struggle with this, and this is like, you know, I got to get over my own.
And it's the same thing in MMA, where it's like if you're a fucking established fighter and you're like trying to work something, hey, take some shots at me. I'm gonna work some of this. But if like a fucking amateur is like, hey, he like asks like Ungla, hey, take some shots at me. I'm gonna work something. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I mean, Ungla is so nice. He'd probably be like, all right, you know what I mean? But like, there's like not a pecking order, so to speak, but a pecking order.
No, there is. I mean? There's 100%.
It's you know what I mean, cream rises to the top.
No doubt about it. And you got this situation too, you know, and going back to the whole Matt Rife thing is, I do have fun with crowd work, and I don't like saying the same jokes over, especially when I go on tour and stuff, and there's like, we're doing 4 or 5 shows a week, and I'm saying the same material. By the second week, I'm like, all right, enough, you know, but these people are paying good money, and you know, I'm not established to the point where I can just like fucking free ball it up there. You know, that's why I love Sad Man. I go up there and I just say, hey, I'm going to do
When's your next show there?
I got a show on Tuesday in Fort Lauderdale at the Shamrock Comedy Club. I'm very excited about.
This Tuesday.
Yeah, that should be a lot of fun.
Oh, cool. I'll be there.
Awesome, man. And the Sad Man is
Christian,
the 27th, so Thursday.
Christian, are you coming or are you gay?
Are you gooning?
I might be gooning, but
He's
we'll
gooning?
see.
All right.
If I have a car by then, we'll see.
All right.
Chris has a hot Brazilian girlfriend. I can't get him to come out and do anything.
You should bring her out.
Yeah, bring her out.
I do want to bring her out. I was going to actually invite her over for the second episode tonight.
Come on over.
What do you think?
Do you want to have her come
we're
out?
We're going to treat her like the belle of the ball.
Hey, nice.
I was hoping Kim would be here so they could be friends.
She got any Brazilian sisters she could bring, or what's going on there? What do we got?
I think she does have a sister.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm the one gooning.
Old CP Gooner over there.
I'm edging. I do like soaking. I don't know. Do you like soaking?
What's that?
Are you a soak guy? You don't know what soaking is?
Nah. Once you get soaking, you got to start fucking pumping. You know?
Yeah, but you know, I like a slow grind.
You think you can soak before it starts, but it'll never happen.
Yeah, I know.
It'll never happen.
But it feels like, you know, that that trying to
You feel like you just want to let it marinate.
that
for a
trying
little
to
bit?
that resisting the urge. You were talking about how much you like fasting and stuff. I'm like that's my version of it. Like resisting the urge to get a grinding.
Yeah. All right.
You're not a soaker. bud?
That's how Gerard practices discipline. He's like, he's
not
like, I'm
disciplined in
very
anything else.
disciplined.
Still
Except
holding.
for soaking.
I'm
Still
not-
holding.
Like the soaking
He's like, I
king.
don't like cardio. Yeah, I see what you're doing. It's fucking, it's a little selective fucking. It's like, no, I'm
No,
just
no,
practicing
wait.
my discipline,
Just
babe.
wait,
It's like,
wait,
you
babe.
just are
Just-
lazy.
Just wait right here.
No, I just love soaking so much.
Everybody just calm down. Everybody, Tuille, just calm down.
For the people listening that don't know, can we get a definition of soaking from G?
Oh yeah, soaking is when well, check it out. Soaking
Oh, shit.
is when you just put it on in there.
Hey, don't put me in there, dude. Don't, I'll never fit, bro. I'm too big. Get out of there. Don't even try. Don't even try, dude.
You just insert it.
Look at me shaking. I want to pump. I'm trying to.
And you just let it sit in there.
Do you want some beef tallow, G, for that?
We gotta get a little lube going.
Oh, Jesus Christmas. Now we're cut off YouTube. Don't put my fucking. Get out of there. Put it down.
Oh, he's going. Look at him go. Oh, he's doing it. He's doing it. So that instead of
That's
like
not gooning. That's soaking, you dickhead.
instead of you doing the pumping, Chris, you just let it soak. You just let it sit there.
Okay.
You let it marinate. You know. Oh, look at him. Look at him go. Yeah. Did
Yeah,
he
he's
like
got
it?
a fucking. Look what you did to his fucking head. It's not supposed to go like that.
That's fine. I think-
Unbelievable. I feel angry.
He looks
I'm
confused.
full of anger.
He looks confused.
Yeah, he is confused. Look at him. He's like, what the fuck was that? He's like a dog when you make a weird noise in front of him.
Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah, anyway.
We
So
need a full screen.
soaking is when you just, because this is what the Mormons do. And then they soak. They put they put it in because they're not allowed to have sex, right? Here's a real fucking simple way, buddy.
mhm. Oh,
Like
that
this,
way?
right?
Yeah.
And
yeah,
then they pay people to jump on the bed.
no way.
Yes, dude, that's a real ass thing.
That
That's
can't
a
be
real
real.
thing. Hell yeah, it's real. Go to ask anyone at Brigham Young University. You can go to Brigham Young and be a fucking bed jumper and make fucking money, dog.
Brigham Young. That's you.
Go to
You
BYU.
would think BYU would be in LA with a name like that. The
I don't get it.
Brigham Young.
Oh, like pedophiles?
Yeah.
Got you. Hey,
Alanis
that
Mor-
was a good
Nice.
pedophile joke.
Alanis Morissette apparently came out and said she was surrounded by nothing but pederasses in the music industry. Something about it. There's where there's this much smoke,
Man,
there's
look,
fire.
I think the thing is these guys, they have this fucking problem, this terrible problem. They should be put down like a sick dog.
Mm.
But they aspire to power. That's why they're in government. That's why they're in fucking the top of the film industry, and that's how they exploit their evil fucking desires.
Mm.
Is because they have this drive. The only way to satiate this fucked up need of theirs is to get to the highest places in whatever
get
industry.
too big to fail.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, there's definitely something to it, man. There's definitely something to it. There's just too much. There's just too much, and it's just so obvious that our government's involved. I'm not going to talk about it. I told you guys I want to talk about it, so don't worry. We'll talk about it on Gerard versus Evil. But the Saudis get off the dollar, which is a ridiculously bad thing for America. And then
When did that happen?
last week, and then this week, all of a sudden, 23 years later, they find videos of Saudis helping plan 9/11, and it comes out. It's like, what? Okay. P. Diddy is on camera beating the hell out of Ciara,
Cassie.
right? Cassie, sorry. Beating the hell out of Cassie. And they have the video, and it just gets released now. Somebody didn't sell that to TMZ for millions of dollars over the course of the last 8 years. Sus, bro. Sus. Very, very sus. Very sus. Anyway. We said we were going to talk about sports. The Giants 100 thing. Did you see that?
No.
No? All right. Well,
What
next
do you
week.
mean? You can talk. You get a little bit of politics in.
Nah,
What'd
it's
you
all
say?
good.
What'd you say to the guys?
What do you mean?
You said you said something.
Well, no, when we were at the black,
Mockingbird?
Black tail bird. That's I understand it means a lot to them, but they got to do something about that name.
Nah, bro, I get it. I ain't mad at the name. If I could remember
great
what
studio
it
though.
is.
Yeah, Black Widow Tail Studio. I don't know. But yeah, so if you're,
this has been we talked a lot about.
Well, let me ask you
movies.
this. Let me ask you this: the perfect intersection between being a pro athlete and being an actor is sports entertainment. You got a little,
like wrestling.
You got any wrestling in your future? Maybe. What do you think?
We'll see.
A little wrestling.
We'll
Get
see.
you on the mic.
We'll see.
Oh, man.
We'll see.
I hope you do. I'm gonna exploit the shit out of that.
Yeah.
Fucking. Oh yeah. I'm gonna be like the Mr. Fuji. I'm gonna be the manager. I'll be Paul Heyman. I could be a great Paul
We'll
Heyman.
talk at dinner soon, and we can maybe get a little script we can fucking bring together. You know what I'm saying?
I would be a fantastic Paul Heyman.
You'd be a great valet.
I'd be a fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic valet.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Slick and Thick tag team
Hell yeah.
versus the Paul brothers
Yeah.
on WrestleMania.
And we just shoot on them.
Just fucking just oh, bam,
Uh-huh.
yeah, absolutely.
Well, now we're not getting it.
Yeah, well,
we
we told
blew
him
it that quickly.
We told him everything. We told him. Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, I know we talked about this with Ross when we were down in Austin, but I think small budget fun movies have to make a comeback. I just think they do.
Well, when are you gonna make yours, man?
I'm trying for January, man. I'm trying for finding the other 250,000 has been very, very difficult, but I'm trying for January.
All right.
I think Viking U is probably easier to make than the pickleball movie, but I love the pickleball movie. I love it so much. And somebody's gonna make one. And I'm gonna be so upset.
Yeah, you should probably hop on that shit first.
Yeah. It's just a pain in the ass to navigate it. You know, put everything together, get everything like the amount of logistics involved in it are just so very, very, very difficult. And frankly, that's not what I'm good at. What I'm gonna have to do to move this thing forward is find somebody, an AD, to do the logistics, to pull the permits, to get the scheduling, to you know what I'm saying? I need a team mom. It's not what I do well.
Right.
You know, I need somebody that's gonna coordinate, that's gonna wrangle, that's gonna get the flights, get the schedules. That's not
right.
That's not how my
You need an assistant.
Yeah, it's not how my brain works, man.
Christian, did Gerard's Uber call my phone? Missed call over there?
No, not that I can see.
Okay. So what happened to your phone, dude?
Oh, we went to a fine establishment called Monroe's.
Monroe's. That sounds good. Would you get some steaks?
Yeah. A lot of meat.
A lot of meat.
Yeah, a lot of meat and meat.
What kind? Was it like a rodizio, like a churrascaria, where they come around with the meat and you got you got the green sticker up and they come by and they slice you off some. What's the one I like so much? I can't remember.
You know, it's interesting you say that because we were noticing that vaginas are much prettier these days than they used to be, and we're wondering if women are getting plastic surgery on them because there used to be there used to be a cornucopia of
little meteor.
Wait,
are you talking about pussy meat?
You'd have some.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What's Monroe's?
I thought it was well known. Monroe's is a fine establishment in West Palm Beach. A gentleman's establishment.
Oh, gentlemen's.
Yes. It's
it's a strip club. I don't know about strip clubs. Dude.
Yeah,
That's never been my bag.
Yeah, me either. Until I moved to Florida, they're on a whole different level down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're nowhere else.
Yeah, well, in Jersey,
they're horrible.
Don't they have to wear they can't serve alcohol, and if they're gonna take all their clothes off, and they're gonna wear bathing suits up there.
Yeah, yeah. Jersey strippies are the worst, man. They're just terrible.
I remember in Greenbrook, New Jersey, on Route 22, that this place Players.
Players.
Yeah, and I remember every time we drive by it.
What was the real name of the Bada Bing? What the real name?
Not the Stone Pony.
Stone Pony's a concert venue in Asbury.
But it's something like that.
Well, yeah.
Satin Dolls.
Satin Dolls. You might be right.
Yeah.
It might be Satin Dolls. Yeah. Hot 22s. That's another nightmare establishment.
22.
Do you know how we know that herpes came from women?
No.
Because it's not called his piece.
Uh-huh.
And with that,
yeah. With that, let's go get some to eat.
All right, guys. For the great Mickey Gall, I'm Gerard Michaels. This is Slick and Thick, and over there, make sure you give a shout out to our boy Chrissy Gooner, Chrissy the Gooner. Give him a shout out, give him a follow.
Yeah.
We'll check. This was an artistic episode, man.
Yeah, man. This is kind of like a cinema episode.
This was a very cinematic episode.
I think we're gonna have more of those as I'm an artiste now.
Welcome.
I've done 3 days of an acting class, but at the highest level.
At the highest level.
Again, everybody, if you're an aspiring actor, go check out Chaz Palminteri's acting class. I think they do them only like once a year in person, and then he does like an online thing. So go do that.
And check out A Bronx Tale with a